What's going on, everybody? Tuna Trey here, and welcome to, really and truthfully, what is actually the long-awaited Terraria Ball Super Devlog review number 2. Well, Devlog number 2 review. Sorry. Got my numbers mixed up there, or sorry, my phrasing. A lot of people have been asking me to get this done, or when I was going to do it, rather. And there are actually a couple of people who have been asking me about this that I had no idea they were asking me. So, for starters, sorry it's taken so long. There's been a lot going on. I am roughly about 4 months late. And again, I do apologize. There are some sections of the video of the second devlog that I am not going to touch upon. And the reasoning for that is quite simple. Because I don't think I need to review the FAQ section of the video. That is, if you guys need to look into the FAQs, go watch the video. The link will be in the description below, along with their Discord, as well as the link to my Discord and also my Twitch, where I'm probably going to be a bit more active than I am right now on YouTube. And I know some people have noticed that I have dropped in sub count quite heavily. Unfortunately, that's probably due to my lack of activity, and it's been a lot more difficult to get videos out for YouTube than it has been for live streaming over on Twitch. So, without further ado, let's get into this video. We're starting off with the transformation abilities and more. Actually, no. I'm just going to have to do it like this. Okay.
Transformation abilities will be one of the key ways we keep canonically less powerful forms relevant throughout your entire playthrough. Whether it's through a passive or active ability, each of these will be unique to each form, and only able to be used while in said form. On screen, you'll see some of the transformation abilities we have planned so far.
So I'm going to stop there because I do want to discuss a couple of things. So having a passive ability or an active ability, and I'm actually going to switch to team mods, that way I don't die, because I might. So having a passive or active ability is indeed very cool, to say the least. Because I hate this stupid Inferno thing. I really wish it wasn't there, as well as some of this other stuff that's going off. Regardless, having a passive or an active is a really good balancing factor. Because I feel like if you had both, it would be a little bit too broken. So I'm glad that there's only one or the other. It looks like that there's a little bit of a frame issue, by the way. I'm just now noticing it may not be a frame issue, but we're going to ignore it for now. I'll review it in Wondershare. Hopefully that's not actually the case, but we'll see. So, that's all well and good. I'm curious to see what other passives and actives there are going to be for each form. Having the examples we have now, though, of Teleport Kamehameha for Super Saiyan, Sword of Hope for Rage, and Hakai for Ultra Ego. I'm gonna kind of sort of rank these a little bit, or I say rank, but rate them a little bit. I feel like Sword of Hope is gonna be kind of on the low end side of things because nobody will maybe want to use that. There may be other things. And I know they said they're trying to make it to where you want to use forms that you get early on. But there are some people who don't care for getting NPCs and they don't want to go through the hassle of that. And I'm actually curious on if that counts the pets too. I assume it would. But if it does, that does mean that that's a lot more work. Because you do have to put a little bit more effort into getting all the pets and whatnot. The slimes especially. But getting the requirement you need just to get to the bunny pet, I mean, it'll prolong your playtime. But how many people actually want to go out there and go find all of that stuff. Get all that bestiary, whatever the hell it's called, or however you pronounce it, and get everything filled out. Not a lot of people have the patience to do that. For the teleport Kamehameha, I feel like it would have been better if they didn't say teleport Kamehameha, because technically in the series, it's called the instant Kamehameha. And I know it's a little nitpicky of me to say that, but it just sounds weird calling it the teleport Kamehameha. It really does sound weird. And I know there's no real reason to nitpick, but at the same time, like I said, it just sounds weird. Saying teleport Kamehameha doesn't roll off the tongue. For the Hakai, I'm curious about this one. Because you can destroy any enemy with a significantly lower power level than you. What defines it being a significant lower power level? What's the how do I put this? What is the calculation that needs to be correct? Or rather, what is the set calculation or equation rather that will merit a Hakai actually being successful? Because people may just want to use their Hakai on something just so they can move quickly. To get something, to farm for something, either farm for an item, farm for money. What defines a significantly lower power level? Is it a percentage? Is it a is your power level a set multiplier? It needs to be a high multiplier of the power level of the enemy you're facing, like 100 times higher than the enemy you're facing. You also may hear a cat in the background. She's meowing a lot. But what defines a significantly lower power level? What defines that? Hopefully that question will be answered eventually. Because I would really like to know how you would determine what is significantly lower.
We talked about the power level mechanic in the previous devlog. While each form gives its own boost to this stat, we are balancing with the perspective that reliable and unique transformation abilities will keep your earlier obtained transformations viable throughout your entire playthrough. This is just a small fraction of what's in store for Terraria Ball Super. If only there's a place to get all of this information and more as soon as it's all available.
Okay, Eric, that's enough, you smartass.
Chaotically, I don't know if you're ever going to see this video, but not everybody has Discord. That's why we exist on YouTube. For those of you in the comments about to give me shit, that's fine. Just remember, I'm giving Chaotically shit.
Well, lucky for you, we actually have a Discord. In the server, we post sneak peeks and answer your questions directly. You can also find other mods here made by incredibly talented individuals. We have special supporter roles that get special benefits like early and exclusive sneak peeks, a fancy role, and the opportunity to participate in unique events including playtests and live streams of the TBS test builds. Make sure you check out the link in the description below. Now, on to something more interesting.
I can't tell if that's Irish or Scottish. I'm kind of wanting to lean towards Irish, and watch me be wrong.
Hey everyone,
Might
my name's
even be
Kinsu,
Australian, I
and
don't
I'm
know.
the head composer. Today, I'll be talking about one of the most important features in the mod, multiplayer sync. One of the most enjoyable parts
Clever.
about Terraria is playing with your friends. We want to let everyone know that we've taken good care to make sure the mod is multiplayer compatible so that you can train, fight, and progress with your friends. One of the most major things
I'm actually going to stop there real quick. One of the biggest issues I had with the Dragon Ball mod was, and I don't know if TBS is going to fix this or not, but whenever we would charge our energy, we wouldn't see that, right? So let me show you guys what I'm talking about here. When we would do this, we wouldn't see it. None of these particles would be seen on screen. None of this. So here's to hoping that that's shown. This, we heard it. We didn't know what form they were going into between those, but... Huh, I don't have Super Saiyan Blue unlocked yet. I forgot what my speed boost thing was. But that was one of the problems we had, was we couldn't tell if someone was charging their energy. And, okay, 9 times out of 10, if you're playing this game, you're probably going to be in a Discord call, except that's not necessarily true. Because you may want to host an actual proper server, not through Steam. So, why would you not want to, you know, have the ability to see if someone was charging their aura or not, their energy or not? You gotta know. Because let's face it, you're out there fighting a boss. And you need to charge your aura, or charge your energy, sorry, I keep saying aura, but you need to charge your energy. You're obviously going to see that. Unless, of course, that's going to be changed as well. Because, I don't know. I'm going to summon Moonlord real quick just so I can get Blue unlocked. Anyway. But the problem with not knowing, that lack of communication can really suck. There we go. So I'm wondering if that's going to be fixed. Hopefully it will. Now on to the video as to what I assume is going to be the music. Okay, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I already know it's going to be the music. I'm sorry.
that we have managed to sync recently is player transformation. Oh my god, what the fuck?
You fool, you dare defy a god?
I'm not going to let this be played. If you guys want to hear this, link in the description to their YouTube channel and this video, so you can go listen to it. But I will talk about one thing. I hope that this is just a placeholder, because that is very, very, very plain. It just looks like one of the trade icons, just on its side. And even if it includes this, like the, I don't know what it's called actually, believe it or not, but even if it includes this around it, I still think that's too plain. I think this itself needs to be switched for something else. So hopefully this is just a placeholder. Because let me show you guys something real quick. Do you see the... Oh. Pretty sure some of that went to my, my here. So, do you see some of these music boxes? Let me show you what I'm talking about here. So, is here? Oh my. Why are so many Dragon Balls in here? The hell? That's interesting, to say the least. But if you can already see the music boxes, they're all unique in their own way. Like, already. Look at them. This one, we'll get into this one in a sec, but you can see they're all unique. They've got their own intricate design. Now, let me just type in music. Look at this. Now, the otherworldly music boxes, some of them are kind of plain. And then the stars above kind of just take them and reskin them or recolor them. Neon Veil being really truthfully the only exception because it looks a little unique. But regardless, the music boxes themselves need to appear a little bit more unique than what they already do, in my personal opinion. I feel they're far too plain for what they are right now. But again, that's just my opinion. I would like to see that change, so that way they aren't bland looking. But hey. Oh, also, I actually completely forgot. What about whenever you place them on the ground? Because you can place those music boxes on the ground. Nope, we're not going to hear this. Nope, don't want to hear this.
When I originally started Zamazu's theme, I knew that I immediately wanted to embody the feeling of divine wrath. I wanted it to be both godly and menacing. And then after the theme was finished, I decided that it'd be a great idea to add some voice lines to give it a narrative feel. One thing that I'm excited to talk about is the inclusion of music boxes. There will be music boxes that show off some of the composer's original songs, as well as covers of non-Dragon Ball music. In this section, I want to touch up on my process on making the Broly theme that was shown off in the first devlog. The process is honestly rather simple.
For those of you who don't understand what he's talking about, you'll need to go watch the devlog review, and I don't think I touched up on it in my first devlog review, because I didn't want to show that. If I did, that was a bit of a mistake, because I really shouldn't be showcasing the music like that, because you guys need to go listen to that on their end, because all we're doing is just listen to music at that point, which technically could still be part of the review, but I don't want to do that to them. That's why I'm going to say, hey, you guys want to hear this, go to their channels, or channel, sorry, go to their channel and listen to it there. Because they deserve all the support that they're getting, and that they're going to get. Because they're taking their time, which is great, and they're putting a lot of work and effort into this. And quite frankly, although I'm very eager for this to be eventually released into the game, right now, as it stands, I still definitely want them to take their time, and I'm 100% okay with waiting. Oh, so that's going to change in the future? Well, I'm obviously going to get a little impatient after a while, but that happens because I look forward to it. For now, though, it's not that big of a deal, and even whenever that does happen, I'm probably not going to harp on them about it. Probably, but I'm definitely not going to. Because it's better to take a long time to develop something and put as much work into it as possible to make sure that it's absolute best before you release it than it is to rush through it and it be, well, a shit show. The crew motor fest. Sorry, I don't know what happened. I've got a bit of a cough.
Starts off with me thinking about how I'd want the overall feel of the song to start. For Broly's theme, I knew I wanted it to feel powerful while also having sorrowful undertones. As for now, that's all I can share for you. Now on to Kazmi.
Hello everybody, my name is Cosby and I am one of the spiders for TBS. Today, I'll be talking about the new player hairs. In the character creation screen, the player will be able to choose a wide selection of Saiyan hairstyles. Each of these hairstyles will have a unique style for each transformation. Currently, there are 15 unique Saiyan hairs, making for a total of 345 unique hair sprites, including transformation hairs. For those who have donated, you have already seen the new Beast Gohan hair, but not the brand new Beast Broly hair. And While I'm at it, why not review the rest of the Ponytail Trunks' hair? Now, time to answer questions.
I do like the uniqueness of adding different hairstyles for non-canon forms for players, for characters. Like the whole like Broly Beast hair, that's pretty cool. The Beast hair for Trunks, that's also, and Super Saiyan 3 as well, really cool. And I know that somebody may think this because I thought it, because it kind of connects back a little bit. If they're trying to be unique, then why harp on them about the, because this goes back to the unique transformation abilities and whatnot. I get it. They're being unique, so they would call it Teleport Kamehameha instead of something else, but if they're going to be unique, I don't think Teleport fits in. I just don't. It calling it Teleport, just Teleport itself just does not fit. He hates the word teleport! Ah! I don't know, it just doesn't sound right. But we're going to continue on with the sprites and art section of this, and then eventually the, well, actually, we're not going to be doing the, actually, no, we're going to be doing the Q&A, because there are a couple things I do need to bring up.
Q&A. Butter asks, I don't know if this has been asked, but how far are you going to go in terms of vanity, clothing, and accessories? Also, thank you team for the wonderful work you've done so far. As of right now, we have plans to put every single important outfit into the game. This would include, of course, the iconic outfits like Goku's stupid orange gi, you know, the one that really brings out his stupid face, or Gohan's demon outfit, but also arc-specific outfits like everyone at the end of Z, and Vegeta getting less and less armor over time.
Saltison asks, will themes only play when you achieve a transformation, or will they play in the background while you're in the form? And are there any other interesting things about the music? The themes themselves will only play during the first time you transform, and anytime after that, you have to get a music box for them. Something interesting with the music itself would probably be the process itself.
I'll continue that in a moment because, again, I've already watched this through, actually a handful of times now, but I've watched this through to try to figure out what I'm going to say so that way I'm not silent for so long, hence why the Wuthering Waves version 2.0 review is taking me so long, because I keep stuttering and taking my time with it, and I keep having, like, silent moments. But there's a reason for that. But this isn't about Wuthering Waves. So, the problem I have with the whole transformation thing right here, and the music box, I'm hoping to get that music box, you can just buy it from an NPC, because if you can't, that's a huge problem. And the reason that's a huge problem is because if you need to have a music box with you to get that, who's just going to have a music box just on standby at all times before they get ready to transform? And some people are going to forget that. I hope that I really do hope that you can just buy the music box from somebody, from an NPC, because you can't just have the music box on at all times, equipped at all times either, because it's just going to capture a different song. It always will. So, and also, you have to time getting that music box equipped when you transform. And who's to say there's not going to be a cutscene? Because as of right now, unless of course I've completely forgotten, I don't know of a cutscene being played whenever you achieve a new transformation, and it may just be, client side. It may be server side if that cutscene plays. I don't know. What I do know, though, is, and by the way, before anybody says, well, you can't do, client side only. Yes, you can. Stars above. Because technically, whenever you interact with the spatial disc for the first time, that technically is a cutscene that plays when you see Asphodine and Ariadne. But let's see. I think they probably will be adding an NPC that you can buy this from. If not, and they were expecting us to have a music box equipped at the right time, unless, of course, they weren't, I don't know. Regardless, I don't think that it's a good idea to make it to where we have to have a music box equipped. Bless you, kitty. I don't think it's a good idea for us to have to time equipping a music box just so we can catch the transformation music. It's going to be near next to impossible. Especially if you're in the middle of a boss fight, too. Like, who's to say you don't have to be in the middle of a boss fight to get that transformation? Of course, if you're going through a transformation, you're probably going to be immune. But I don't know. We don't exactly know. As it currently stands, though, I'm a little skeptical about this because I'm worried that it's going to be impossible to get those transformation themes. Only time will tell.
Because I have to think about each feeling that each theme itself would probably be the process itself. Because I have to think about each feeling that each theme has. I have to think about what transformation it's for. And I have to think about if it's a transformation or a biome itself.
As somebody who is desperately trying to get a grasp under FL Studio so he can compose his own music, which, yes, I'm a music lover, and I've been wanting to compose music for the better part of a decade. The only issue is FL Studio has proven to be difficult because I can't seem to find whatever it is I'm looking for. And I desperately have tried to ask for my buddy for help, and of course, he doesn't want to do that. I do apologize that this video is taking so long. But it's a review video for a reason.
Here's a question from...
I actually didn't finish my thought. But as somebody who's been trying to get that to work, I can appreciate how he describes the process of writing the music. He looks at what the music is for. He looks at because what, plain and simple, it tells a story. Music is an art form of a story. If you don't believe me, go listen to a song. And then try to think about and try to imagine a story unfolding in your head. Let your imagination run. Because I guarantee you, it doesn't matter if it's a good story or not. A story will unfold as long as you just let your imagination run free. Of course, you can also try to understand the story that was applied with that song. For example, as he said, with the Broly theme. It's wrathful, but there's some sorrow in it too, because of because of Broly's past being one of tragedy, but also his wrath whenever he's angered and out of control. It makes sense.
From my note, I'm guessing the Frieza race will have things like golden and black forms. What about Namekians, or if possible, Majins? Although we have been mainly focused on Saiyan content for TBS, we've been discussing how to allow the other races to shine too. We aim to have each race force the player to adapt a different playstyle, to keep each race's playthroughs more unique. You'll definitely be hearing a lot more about this in the future, as we implement some of the ideas we've got on the back burner. And that brings us to the end of this devlog. I want to close out this video with two important things.
I might cut this bit out, I'm not sure. Well, after what I'm about to say, I'm glad that we are going to have the other races and unique forms and whatnot to them. And who knows, maybe there will be a way to kind of split the classes apart or split the races into separate classes. One being higher DPS, the other one being like support or something. You know what I mean? Kind of like how we've got with the classes in Terraria already. And this includes, but is not limited to, the classes added through mods such as Calamity and I do believe Thorium. Because, I mean, I've lost track of how many classes we've got. I think we've got like 9 or 10, including the 4 main from Vanilla, the classes from Calamity, and then the classes from Thorium, as well as the Z-Warrior class. I'm hoping that each race will have a very enjoyable playstyle, and not everyone just plays one of them, or one race is completely just I'm not gonna touch it. I don't want to play it. They're not fun to play, or they're weak, you know. So what's gonna happen here is one of two things. Either I'm gonna keep going through this outro, which I actually don't think I will be, now that I think about it. Because, yes, I've watched it through, but I couldn't decide if I wanted to include the outro or not. So, actually, what we're going to do is we're going to do one other thing. One more thing. This includes the alpha playtest reveal.
Rejoice, for the world of the gods is at hand.
I have to say that I am very definitely looking forward to what people say about the alpha test, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to be looking at what people say about the alpha test. Now, some people may ask, are you going to try to become a part of that alpha test? No. And even if I was, I would not be showcasing it, because that is for them to showcase on their end, on their YouTube channel. Sounds like the cat's coughing again, poor thing. But that is for them to showcase on their channel. I am only going to be going over what is uploaded onto their channel. I will not be directly uploading anything on mine without them uploading it on theirs, unless they actually themselves specifically say, hey, why don't you just upload some stuff on your end, even if we don't upload it on ours, so we can get more input. And you know what? Sounds fine by me. But of course, it would have to come to that. I guess I still have to listen to this. So, safe to say that I like where things are going overall. Because this has been a long ride, right? But I'm sure our patience is going to pay off. From what we've seen, it makes sense. So, with all that said, that's going to be it for this video. Hate the fact that this is how I'm ending the song, or ending the video. No. Nope. Hold that thought. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Tuna Trey, formerly Trey's M3 GTR, and as always, stay cool, stay safe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.